What's happening, YouTube? Long time no see. As usual, it seems to be the theme. And what are we? What the? Okay. And these guys, these are quite annoying people. Well, okay. What an interesting start to this video is. I didn't plan that at all. Yeah, so this is, it's the last day before the election. Elections are tomorrow for local government and whatnot. So pretty much all around town you hear nothing but these people in their little minivans. Please vote for me, blah 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 blah. Typical. Where am I going? I'm going straight. And anyway, they don't do it on TV, unlike some other countries like America, for example. They use these vans to go around town and do their thing. Don't get those confused with the Japanese nationalist types that they're much more brazen and loud with their black vans and Japan flag and whatnot. But the problem with these guys is they're just consistently riding around the neighborhood, just saying "Yoroshiku onegaishimasu," basically just kept pleading for you to beg, or pleading you, or I should say begging you to vote for them. And as my neighbor stated, my neighbor is not, I wouldn't say he's very politically motivated, so his general rule of thumb is to vote for the person with the least, that makes the least noise. So take that as you will, but that's his philosophy, is the fact that if you don't annoy me, I vote for you. But there's a couple of people in the neighborhood that they're just maru, making circles all around town, around the neighborhood, that is. And I get it's their district that people are voting for them in, but it's just it goes from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. and it's just kind of tiring to hear. With that said, welcome back to another Triple Rider video. Again, it's been a long time, but it's just the way things is, the way things are, the way things is. Can't even talk today. We are in Ueno, and we just left Okachimachi. Had some lunch, did some shopping, saw some friends, and which way does it want me to go? I'm not even paying attention to where I'm going. I'm going to, I'll tell you, let me get to that in a minute. I was just saying, welcome back. Today's video is basically just kind of a random Jesus, I can't tell. Sorry about that. I don't like butting in front of people, but I kind of had to get over before the other line. Anyway, yeah, so this is kind of an update, kind of general whatever video, because I have some time to record something and it's not freezing cold, it's not raining, and it's not super hot. It's been a weird week. It was kind of hot the last couple of days, to the point where I need to turn the aircon in the house on and switch my jacket to a summer jacket. And then today it's back to being cloudy and cool, with it being about 17 degrees. So it was about 16 earlier, now it's 17, warmed up a little bit. So we're at, what is today, April 22nd, Saturday, April 22nd. There we go. It's about 1:45 in the afternoon. I am on my way to one of my properties, because yet we have another water situation like the other property had that I showed in the last video. That last video was not very popular. I don't know, I just got kind of off on a tangent about the real estate stuff and just kind of kept talking, and it's like, whatever, just let it go, let it fly. If it falls, it falls, do whatever. But anyway, so if you watch that video, you'll notice at the end of that video I showed you that we had a broken pipe under the concrete which was leaking water into the meter boxes, and that was a well, more like a health concern than more of a, well, it is a safety thing, but also health, but most primarily it's a health concern for standing water. So spent about 120,000 yen to fix that, which that's been solved, and now this property in the north has a similar issue. But it's interesting though, this building is a little bit older than the one that I showed you the last time. It's a little bit bigger in size, so I'm a little curious as to what's going on. If it's, I'm not sure if it's the water meter leaking or if it's the actual pipe in the ground again. So I'm going to go up here and take a look myself. I got a call yesterday, or it was a Friday night at about 7:30 p.m. I got a call from the management company that says, hey, we got a report of water standing in a meter box. Just one meter box, not... what do you want me to do? You want me to go straight? Okay. Yeah, so they're gonna send somebody up professionally to evaluate it. But it's not an emergent issue, so we didn't, deal with it right away. But they just had to report it to me and let me authorize a work plan. So therefore, today, while I have free time, I'm going to take a ride up there and inspect it myself before anybody else does. As far as I'm concerned, nothing's been done. They just noted there was water in the box, and therefore, yeah, it needs to be addressed before the city health department comes out and says, hey, this was a problem, you need to fix it. So yeah, I'm going straight. I think this GPS is full of crap. No way we're going to arrive in 24 minutes. If we can arrive in 24 minutes, I'm going 60 kilometers an hour, but I'm not going 60 kilometers an hour, so I don't know what it's on about. Anyway, so the last video I did, I guess, was the real estate video. I don't remember what else I did after that. I did record some things, but it just wasn't nothing useful, so here we are. Basically, Japan opened back up to tourists, and that has, pretty much everybody's kind of coming out of their shell now. I would still say about 75% of people wearing masks, which again I don't really care about, but I'm just kind of stating that's kind of where people are starting to come out more often and more frequently, and the pretty much everywhere you go is a lot more crowded than it used to be, both with tourists and locals as well. I was remarking to the girl I had lunch with today. I said we were walking through Amiyoko in Ueno, and it wasn't shoulder to shoulder because a little earlier, I guess, but it was still pretty busy. And we were talking about a year ago, it was just really nothing there. I mean, the shops are open, or some shops are still closed, but basically there are no tourists, or people are just kind of hesitating to go out. And that said, I still see occasional people in the gym. Hold on one second, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of focusing on traffic here, and I want to get over one. There we go. Yeah, there's like a couple people in the gym. Oh, come on. I'm letting you go, man. Yeah, you're welcome. I was trying to get around you was the whole point. Now I'm going to have to stop. Beautiful. So real quickly while we're stopped here so I can think. Yeah, I mean, everything just kind of kicked off a little bit. There's still, there was like a couple of people in my gym that are just still very germophobic. And maybe they have high-risk situations, but they walk around with little booties on their feet and they wear a mask 100% of the time. And they are using paper towels, and some of them even have latex gloves when they go in the locker room, or sometimes in the workout area. So they're, I think that's a bit extreme, honestly, but I understand if they feel like they're at risk. But it's just kind of funny. I mean, I'm not laughing at them. It's just like, is it really worth to go to the gym if you have that much risk, where you're worried about that much? Can you actually enjoy what you're doing? That's my question, really. And it's just one or two people every now and then. I don't see very many like that. But the COVID situation, they're going to reduce it back to a, you know, something like what the flu is here shortly. And pretty much that's going to remove all any reason to have restrictions anywhere. So pretty much everything will really be back to normal after after like May 8th. It's like the week after Golden Week or something like that. Anyway, so with that, my third, you know, my I guess a third business, I guess you call it, my other side work. Even that's kicked back off, where I've been able to engage some more small projects that I usually had been doing before COVID, and those have come back. So which is good. There's a little extra income coming in, but still my biggest hurdle is the fact that the U.S. dollar is still really strong compared to the yen, and it's a big deal for me because I still have American expenses in the States I got to take care of on a monthly basis, and it's still lopsided where I have to work 30 to 40% more over here to make up the difference in the exchange. The exchange imbalance, I guess is the right word to say. I mean, it used to be like 110, 115. So it's been hanging around 130 to 135 as of late, and that's kind of significant when you're talking about thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of yen. So that's still the problem. I'm probably going to go to America this summer, but I'm just not looking forward to the added expense. The prices in America have gone up, and the exchange rate sucks. So overall, and I don't even want to talk about airline tickets. This is maddening. I can't even find a decent one-stop ticket for less than what, 2,000. Well, I'd say I think the cheapest ticket I could find that was reasonable was like 2,400. I refuse to do those tickets where you've got more than one stop, or you've got some insane layover like 16 hours at some place like Minneapolis or even Newark or Houston or whatever. I mean, it's not my thing. I want to stay. I don't want to be hanging out there for 16 hours. So I like layovers with 2, 3, 4 hours, and I know that's a first world problem, but you know, those other tickets that have more than one stop, they weren't that much cheaper. So what's the point of, you know, saving a little extra money and just, you know, taking almost double the time to get where you're going? So I think my ticket's gonna be something like $2,400 or $2,600, something like that. And it's gonna be about Sanju, or 310,000 yen. And mind you, you know, if you're talking about economy, like a standard economy ticket that you would normally buy for your regular travel, that it used to cost me about 120 to 160,000 yen, and now it's nearly double at 310 to 320, but sometimes even more than that. So the airlines need to get with the program and realize, I mean, I get it, supply demand. If they're gonna, you know, they have the flights available and people want to spend the money, they're going to spend the money. So therefore the airlines, as long as they can charge what they can, then that's the way it goes. I get that. And my apologies, I don't mean to be ranting that much. I'm just kind of going on my soapbox here on a couple of different things. What else did I have to talk about? Hay fever has been a problem. This year has been really bad, actually. I actually suffered some eye damage on my right eye as a secondary issue to the hay fever and the conjunctivitis that's in my eye because of the hay fever. So the conjunctivitis, when you sleep, and your eye gets infected. Basically, you get all these hard junk around your eye, in your eye, and then what happened was the cornea got scratched right in the front of the like dead smack in the middle of my pupil. And as you may or may not know, there are 5 layers of the cornea. Those epithelial cells are very important, and they are very self-healing, but they're also easily damaged. So I went for about 4 weeks of inconsistent vision in my right eye, and about a week of that was really not having much vision at all. Yeah, I mean I could see light, but the scar was right over the front of my eye, so I couldn't really focus on anything. And then in the week or two leading up to where it finally healed completely, like my left eye would have to balance the right eye's deficiency, and it really gave me a headache. But by some miracle, I woke up one day and all of a sudden my right eye is clear. So lucky. And every year the government says they're going to take some action on how to reduce the pollen, the cedar pollen. It was mine. Let me step back for a second. There's the my hay fever is strictly related to the cedar pollen, and I think the second one that follows the cedar is the cypress. I think that one doesn't bother me, but the cedar is what gets me. And I didn't have that in America, so it's just something that's unique to me being here in Japan. But pretty much from the end of February until after Golden Week, my life is a miserable hell when it comes to my nose, my throat, and my eyes. Oh, do you want me to go? I'm glad I was paying attention to that. You don't want to go to Nishiyama, really? If you say so. I'm a little confused because this feels like I'm going the wrong way. There's no stop sign? I've never been this way before. Oh, you can't do that, dude. Oh. I only set the GPS because I didn't know the fastest way to get to where I was going from where I was at, because I had never come from that direction before. I know where I'm going otherwise, but not from Okachimachi Ueno area. So I said, okay, GPS, do your job, get me there. And it's already failed miserably because it's making me want to circle now. It said go to the far left lane, which was basically the lane to take you away from the river before the bridge. Green light, safe. It's just a waste of time, man. Turn at the... Okay. And this is the kind of area where, if you're not familiar with it, it's probably the easiest area to make mistakes, where like you can get a ticket doing something like going down the wrong street, or missing a stop sign, or not stopping at a crosswalk you're unfamiliar with. You just gotta be really careful, because it's the unknown areas that you don't use that often that you get most common places to get tickets. Alright, what is your issue? You said far left lane. Yeah, it clearly says to go... Oh. Yeah, the graphic's wrong. That's a problem. It's talking about the graphic on the picture is after the bridge, or after you cross the bridge. So what you need to do is cross the river, across the bridge, like so. Because I thought the way it was pictured to go over that way. And Yeah. Okay. Well, I kind of goofed that up, but because that's good. I just don't know this area. That was kind of dumb. This is the Adachi-ku River, which we're crossing. Sky Tree is behind me. Right? Or is it just cloudy? I can't see anything. It's kind of cloudy. Alright. So we're going to turn left. Oh, okay. Now we're starting to make some sense. I was talking about getting on the highway. I was getting really confused there for a minute because I'm like, what are you talking about? Getting there in 24 minutes. The highway's fine. I just didn't quite notice what it was talking about. Alright, ETC's good, traffic's good, let's go. Stretch your legs a little bit. Without all the wind. It doesn't feel so. I mean, it's cool outside, but it's not super chilly to ride, so it feels pretty good. Oh, there's Skytree over there. He was behind me. Yeah, over that direction. It's not. The video can't see, but that direction directly going that way. That's if you jump across the city there, that's Shinjuku. There's Docomo Tower, which I can see, but I don't think you can see it. That's kind of the relation. We're on the east side, kind of the northeast side of the city. Well, kind of the southeast, actually, I guess. In this, we're given our current position, but basically on the east side of Tokyo. That way is Chiba, and that way is Taito-ku and all those wards. Fun fact, when I moved into the house I'm in now, I didn't realize there was a home center right like 5 minutes from my house. And my dumb self drove my butt over here to this home center in the K's Dinky to get some stuff. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I just wanted to drive. I don't know. Cause I got the car, I got the house, and I got a car at the same time. Because I was waiting to buy a car until I got a house that had a parking space. And I guess probably I just said, oh, I want to go to drive, so let's just go somewhere where I can drive and park and go shopping. So that's right over there, the home center. It's been a long time since I've been there. Alright, this exit coming up on the left, the direction says Higashi Ikebukuro, which is basically East Ikebukuro, which I go there a lot for lunch and shopping and things like that. But basically, you take that, and that'll connect you over to the Shutoku. Well, this is the Shutoku actually, but I mean, basically it takes you over to the Yamate Tunnel. Then you can connect that to the Tomei and go through Shinjuku and Shibuya and things like that. So that's a pretty easy route to take. It kind of follows Meiji Dory. And we're getting a little further north now. This over here on the right is going to be Adachi-ku, and over to the left, there's still going to be Taito and then Kita-ku. And on the other side of that, it's going to be Itabashi-ku, and then also Bunkyo-ku to the south. Those are the wards of the city. Shika Yokohamabashi. Oh, this is a good exit too. There's actually this gets off on what they call Kananadori, which is the 7th circle. And there's actually pretty good shopping and pretty good, actually, I guess the point is there's a lot of good eating and shopping on the Kananadori going to the east, because it's more space. So there's a lot of shopping with free parking and things like that. That is like, there's like sushi, and there's the udon place I go to. It's all that way. You know, I live that direction, and if I want to come out to do shopping with the car or the bike, I go that way, or I go to a couple different areas that actually have easy parking. But being in this central area here, it gives me access to the highway, and it gives me access to local places where they have attached parking. It makes it much easier. But like living like in central Tokyo, like Meguro-ku and Minato-ku and Shinagawa wasn't so bad, but those central wards, Chiyodo-ku for example, it's not as easy to have parking with your business than it is out here in the area where there's more space. You see, like here we have logistics warehouses. There's Amazon, a couple other like contractors, a Daiwa House, which that's Kawaguchi, which is the Saitama area. And if you go out to like Misato, where the Costco is I go to, that's also logistics. It's kind of a logistics and kind of a blue collar area, so there's a lot of construction companies and the big warehouses out there. It kind of makes sense that Costco's there, because it actually is a pretty good logistical area, because there's a lot of trade coming in and out of there, where they, you know, have the trucks, the traffic and whatnot already built into the area, so it makes it easy to get their stuff in and out. Kaga. Yeah, Katagaya, Kawaguchi, Takanoshikota. No, I've been there a couple of times, not a whole lot there. It's more like one of those areas you just drive through to get somewhere else. We need to keep going straight. I kind of hate I've come this way before on this section of the road, but I hate this exit because it gets really confusing. Navi gets confused too easily about if you're up above the road or below the road, or up on the highway or down a local road. The problem is I just don't come here enough to remember the exact easiest way to go. That's my problem. I know that sounds kind of silly if you own property, but you don't know how to get to it. Yeah, well, it's not required that I go to the property every so often. I mean, I don't have to, but I do. But just sometimes forget the best way to go. Alright, what are we doing here? Yeah, see, that's not 24 minutes, man. Alright, this is kind of boring through here, so I'm going to cut the video, and then I'll catch up with you again once we get to the property and take a look at what's going on. So we'll see you in a flash. Alright guys, we are here, and so I don't think I've ever done a video over here these things before. Well, I might have, I can't remember. But in buildings like this, in this kind of area, you have to have these supplemental tanks to pump the water into the residences, the upper floors particularly, because there's not enough city water pressure to push the water up into the upper floors of the building. So these 3 tanks supply the upper floors of the building. On demand, these pumps that are mounted on top, they'll kick on when the demand is opened, and then there is a reserve. Like this entire tank is full of water, and I should say, the way to explain this is, so the water supply coming in to the tank, there's a float valve, and basically when the pump pumps the water in this goes from the tank to the pump that goes down into the ground into the residence, and when the water level drops, then there's a float valve that pumps the water or lets the water flow into the tank from the city water. This is overflow. Yeah, it's working. Yeah. I had heard this pump was having problems. We're going to replace this one too. This one's over 10 years old. These two are within the last 2 years, I guess. And they should be good for a while, I hope. Each one of these pumps is about 60,000 yen. It seems to be working okay. The pump's not that old though. Okay. So now, okay. Well, anyway, that's a separate issue. The issue we're here for today is I don't know. I don't know which one it was. I think it was this one. Was it? Oh yes, look at that. That's nasty. So there's no leak on that one. See, this one on the other hand. Yikes. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit and pull the water out as much as I can and just see if I can see an obvious leak. Otherwise we have to have a professional come in here and see if it's actually leaking somewhere where I need to repair it. So that's what I'm going to do now. So with that, I'll go ahead and end this video while I go ahead and get myself busy working on this. And I'm just trying to save myself some money. That's basically what I'm trying to do. I don't want to pay somebody else something, or I don't want to pay somebody else money for something I can do myself. And despite the condition of what these look like, it's actually a pretty good system. It's just, yeah, at some point I have to replace the tanks. At some point you have to replace the pumps. It's just a maintenance nightmare sometimes. But any big building you own, any big building like this, it's always going to come with the pitfalls of ownership. So anyway, that said, I'm going to go work on this, and appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one, whenever that might be. So take care, guys. Bye bye. Okay, so it's the next day after you just saw the last piece of that video there. So I came back basically 24 hours later to see what's going on. This pump, I came back here last night at about 10 or 11 p.m. and this pump is just continually running. You know, I don't compare to these. I mean, I know these people aren't home, or at least the pump that serves that floor, that nobody's there. This one, they've got families there all the time. This one, you know, I don't know, it just keeps running. So it's good that it's running, it's pumping water, but the problem is it's just constantly pumping for no reason at all, because you'll hear it run the pump here, but it's not really drawing water from here, except when it's on demand, I guess, from upstairs. But once the water starts flowing from the tank to the floor, then you start hearing this kick in, which brings the water in from the pipe under the ground from the city. So that's going to be replaced. That's about 60,000 yen, or about in today's US dollars, what, 520, something like that. Anyway, so we'll replace that. I already did all new piping. That was copper before, and so put PVC in and got it insulated, because all the insulation was gone before. I know it looks really crappy. We're gonna clean this up in one day, but for the moment, right now, it works. It's just going to cost a bit of money to replace the tanks. The pumps are good, but the plumbing and the tanks will be kind of an expensive deal. And the goal for today was to check this meter again, because I cleaned it out yesterday, took all the water out, took all the dirt out, which is that crap right there. Let's see, and ta-da! No water. That's really good. Okay, so that means, what that means is the pipe isn't leaking. So what I think is happening, I think rainwater is washing down into this thing, and the seal, you know, people claim these are supposed to be self-sealing and not let water in. Well, I kind of call BS on that. But we need to clean all these areas up on the edges so that it does close better. But again, like the other one here, so that doesn't have, that's no moisture in there whatsoever. Same thing with that one. There's a lot of dirt in there though, but no water. And supposedly there is no real drain inside of this thing to take rainwater anywhere. So it's supposed to, according to the way they say it's designed, it's supposed to just not let water in altogether, which I think is kind of like, So it closes okay, but I don't think it fully seals like they say it does. So anyway, yeah, that's the end of that. Yeah, see, this pump's running. This one's really quiet because this is the newest one, and it's the second newest. Both of these are really modern, updated models. The design is pretty similar. The inside, the guts of this and this one and those two are about the same. They're just more updated, more modern. But they've got a controller on here, like this section here. There's pressure, and it's set on the highest pressure right now. And then this light means it's got power. This one right here means it's got a trouble code, and then it gives you the number. It tells you how many times it blinks, and then it tells you what the problem is and what you can do about it usually. And then this one is just a pump relays reset. So you flip that switch. This one to change the pressure, this one to reset the pump and make it restart. So I cannot find a date on this thing. I was trying to find a manufacturing date. I think it was made in, they said it was, yeah, I think they replaced this before I bought this building, because I didn't replace this one. I know I replaced these two, because those have the updated output. So you need to notice the outputs are different on these. This one's on the side and the side. And I guess this one's capable. Yeah, I guess you could change the ports, but we adapted the piping to match the pump. Yeah, these two are updated. This is up. Yeah, so that one's, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I'm gonna think about it, but you know, obviously, the more rework I have to do, the more it costs. So I'm wondering if we could just turn the pump. Well, we'll see when we get it. But anyway, that's the end of that. So troubleshooting complete. I'm going to take another picture of that and document it. And because I know the city people are coming out, and also the repair people are going to come out. Because the concern about the standing water, of course, standing water creates problems like flies and other nasty things. So they don't allow, it's against the code to allow water to stand, well, pretty much anywhere for the most part, and especially in especially a lot of moisture, mildew, and things like that get in there, the mold. It can be really nasty. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope that was informative. Probably useless for most people, but this is just a typical setup for large apartment buildings. This is a little bit unique in this building because the tanks are down on the first floor outside. Some places have tanks on the roof. Some places have a service room inside the building. I guess when they built this place, yeah, they could have. I mean, easily put on the roof, but I'm not sure what they were thinking when they built this place. So, in any case, every big building has these kind of pumps, different sizes, tanks. Different size tanks, different size pumps. But these are typically for a mid-sized building like this. So, anyway, well, they did number them. Good. Because I remember when I bought this place, I didn't know which tank went where. Because I didn't get the schematics of the building or the blueprints of how the pipes are set up. But we had to document, like redocument, where these pipes went and which parts of the building it supports. So anyway, that's all I got. See you guys on the next one. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.